If you've been around the block enough times, then sooner or later, you'll feel like you've seen it all. However, life is never that predictable. There's always something unexpected around the corner. I guess that's why people call it the great mystery of life. I never thought I'd be taking another look into Scooby-Doo so soon, but here we are. You all know who the Doo is, as there have been countless versions and variations over the years. It's arguably the reason Scooby-Doo as a franchise still exists at this point. If they can come back from their low points time and time again, then that's truly a testament to its staying power. But I'm not here to talk about the shows. I'm here to talk about the video games. While I have already covered the classic known as Night of 100 Frights, I think it's time to take a look at another classic from that era. Only this time, it's not a platformer. So, without further ado, here are my 2 cents on Scooby-Doo Mystery Mayhem. Alright, but before we go any further, I should point out that I am looking at the console release of this game for the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. There was a GBA port made, but seeing as I personally never grew up with that version of the game, I'm just gonna pretend that doesn't exist. But yeah, just like Night of 100 Frights, this was another Scooby-Doo game I played a lot as a kid. I even rented it from Blockbuster when that was still a thing. Oh god, I feel old now. This game was something kid me put a lot of time in for some reason. What can I say? I was a big Scooby-Doo fan, and this game felt just like one of those straight-to-DVD films that were coming out at the time. It's an original story, but with the cast you know and love, only this time, the ghosts are real. Wait, didn't they do that twist before? Anyway, let's get into this mystery of mayhem. Our story begins with the gang tasked to solve a library's ghost problem. No, really, these are like real ghosts. Despite this, Fred, Daphne, and Velma just act like it's a normal day. I guess you go on mystery solving long enough, then nothing phases you. So you know how this goes. The gang splits up and looks for clues. This leads Shaggy and Scooby to find a grimoire called the Tome of Doom that can literally suck ghosts inside. Hey, wait a sec. That's kind of familiar.
Like when I say ghosts are into this book, I mean ghosts are into this book.
So yay, they found a way to deal with the ghosts, though it seems to be missing pages that contain entries on other monsters. Okay, so not your typical Scooby-Doo plot like before, but still as straightforward. The game plays like a 3D adventure title with small puzzles and items to pick up to solve more puzzles. You can also collect clues that actually do help piece together what's happening. Though in the context of this game, it makes it seem like Shaggy and Scooby are the only ones that are actually doing anything of note. If you have Velma examine the clues you pick up, then you can get some item descriptions. Collect all in a level and you get some nice 3D models to look at. However, the main gameplay element of this game is sucking up ghosts, shadows, and other creatures by using the Tome of Doom. When you see a creature of the night, to suck them up, all you need to do is face them, open up the book, and start mashing buttons. You just have to make sure you have enough energy, but trust me, running out is never a big problem. Though you are only able to suck up ghosts at first, you will find pages in the levels that allow you to suck others. You'd think this would be annoying, but often you get the pages right when a new enemy is introduced. The enemies themselves aren't much of a challenge too. Some creatures will charge at you, but moving to the right or left is enough to dodge them. Anyway, back to the plot. The gang finds the Tome of Doom was copied and its pages were sold off by Mr. Peabody, the dude we see like a few seconds of in the beginning. Though the gang still doesn't know why Mr. Peabody did this, but I'm sure we will find out sooner or later. Though I am still amazed that this game confirmed ghosts and monsters exist and the gang is all, oh well, just another day at the office. Like, what? Shouldn't you try to be a little bit more concerned that real, actual monsters are out there in the world now? Oh well. Guess it's time for the gang to track down the other missing pages. With the library case solved-ish, the gang has another pressing matter at the movie studio. Wonder if this has anything to do with the missing pages.
Come back! That was a great shot!
The gang are hired by the Milton brothers, I see what you did there, to investigate the monsters showing up and wrecking the studio. Though they don't even try to hide that this crimson chin looking dude over here is the one causing them to appear. But because we have to have a mystery to solve, the gang splits up with Shaggy and Scooby heading to the nearest place that has food. The second area in the game is surprisingly great. Some good puzzles like the switch for the drawbridge and this rocket launch sequence. They also introduced 2 new types of monsters, the poltergeist with their annoying laugh and the mummy who is easy to take down but hurts like a frickin' truck. However, the game is rather generous with Scooby snacks, so even if you are one hit away from death, you'll find some nearby almost all the time. The biggest reason I like this stage is, well, the movie studio theme. I mean, you get to go through so many sets, I wonder just what film or show they were making here. One of the brothers will even start filming Shaggy when he gets separated from Scooby. Oh, right, yeah, that happens. Yeah, it's just another thing this game does. Every level will have a segment where you just play as Shaggy or Scooby alone. Now, you would think this could change the game a lot, but it really doesn't. The only difference between the 2 characters is that Scooby can crawl under tight spaces. And Shaggy, I think, can run faster? I'm not sure. In any case, for stage 2, Shaggy's gotta go through quite a lot to get Scooby out of a cage. Like these literal death traps. Once Shaggy goes and frees Scooby, and also Daphne because, well, it's Scooby-Doo, they both gotta deal with some of the last remaining mummies of this area, which aren't hard to track down. I really do like the compass that you have in this game. It's really good for knowing when enemies are around when you can't really see them. But yeah, we still got a mystery to solve, right? So I guess it's trap time. Shaggy and Scooby will act as bait to draw out the Red Knight, who now has a bag over his face. This is basically the first boss fight of the game, though I hesitate to call it a boss fight as you're just kind of running around the movie lot and just hoping you don't get caught. But as you would expect, the Red Knight does eventually get caught. Okay, with that out of the way, let's see who's behind the Oh yeah, look, it's that dude. So with that out of the way, time for the gang to head off to a western theme park that's seen better days. Yeah, I wasn't kidding. The next area of the game is this western theme park. It's completely run down and is also infested with monsters. Interesting. I kind of like how there's really only one other employee here, and just right off the bat, you know, yeah, she's the one who did it. Like, come on, game. Can we at least have a little bit of deniability here? After the gang introduced themselves, Shaggy and Scooby have a
Chowdown Showdown.
Oh god, should Scooby even be eating these things? After the Chowdown Showdown, Shaggy then falls down. Yep, that means Scooby's gotta go find Shaggy in the dark. Funny enough, as a kid, this area was pretty hard for me. I could never 100% remember where Shaggy was. Once Scooby eventually finds Shaggy, it's time to explore the area. So, welcome to... Oh god, is that a dust tornado? Oh well, at least this area is rather small and easy to explore. You're going to be going back and forth throughout the whole level when you find a new clue or key. The best part of this stage is the minecart minigame. It's an on-rails roller coaster that has you dodging obstacles and switching tracks. It's a fun little minigame with only a kind of pain-in-the-ass clue to get to, and nuggets. Lots and lots of nuggets. You do need to collect a good number of them to get a sandwich ingredient after all, so I guess that has its purpose. Oh, right, I kind of forgot to explain about the sandwich ingredients. Well, in every level, there are 5 sandwich ingredients to collect, all themed around the level. Getting a complete sandwich unlocks a new minigame to play, one of which is a more expanded version of the minecart minigame. Kind of the unlockables back when games had that sort of thing. In any case, once Shaggy and Scooby are done with their wonderful minecart ride, they find some more clues. With one more trip to Velma to confirm that yes, these are in fact clues, it's time to save the gang from a huge dust devil. Hey, look at that, an actual boss this time. Even if it's just a mook rush. The dust devils aren't hard necessarily, but man, it can be a bit of a pain to get them since they move so frickin' fast. You just gotta make sure you suck them all up and boop, there you go. The boss is sucked back into the book and we find out that, oh, look, that one other person that was introduced here caused this to happen? I am in awe and disbelief. Anyway, the real clue gained here is one pointing to a company named Greenwood Development. as they seem to be very interested in buying up property for no apparent reason. With some kind of lead, the gang heads to the bayou. No, I'm not joking, they literally go to the bayou. So yeah, a swamp level, and my least favorite level at that. The gang goes here because of something. I think it's because Greenwood owns this place, but I stopped paying attention to the plot at this point. The important thing here is that we got pipe puzzles and gumbo. Also, the US Army is here and catching zombies. Now, Shaggy is captured for being a zombie. Then there's something to do with this hillbilly, Billy Bob, and then we got a stealth section, and this is a Scooby-Doo game, guys. Just the fact that Scooby has to stealth around trained army men with weird space guns is just beautiful. I mean, this part of the game is really slow, but hey, at least it's pretty easy. After navigating through the croc-infested waters, Scooby frees Shaggy, but oh no, now they have to get away from the army on Billy Bob's crappy scooter. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. This minigame blows. It controls super weird and goes on for way too long. Plus, the music gets really annoying, unlike the minecart. I like that music. I like the minecart music. It's pretty good. Also, this dang ingredient is so tricky to get. Like, why is this such a tight jump? With that done, the gang now fights a big zombie. And by the gang, I mean Scooby and Shaggy again. You know, at this point, I think Scooby deserves way more than just a Scooby snack. At least this is yet another easy boss. Big Zom is sucked up and we find out that this army is not the US Army, I think. I don't know, but what I do know is that the corporation Sherman Tech, who hired them to clean up all the zombies, also seem to run Greenwood Development. So with that info, we risked our lives to get gotten. Guess it's endgame time. This final level is rather fun. The gang goes to Sherman Tech with plans to find some evidence, though Shaggy and Scooby are the ones really doing the work. Again. This level has it all though, and can get really crazy later on. You have to deal with more humans too, but I personally like this level because of how different it is from the rest. Music's pretty great too. After exploring a bit, Shaggy and Scooby-Doo run into the rest of the gang, but seems like they are mind controlled. Looks like the big evil plan of Sherman Tech was to use this technology to control the world, or something like that. A bit much for a Scooby-Doo plot, but yeah, who cares? This is a video game. The ray doesn't work on Shaggy and Scooby because then the game would end. I mean, because they are too dumb. Yeah, that's right. So we get a little mini-boss that involves hitting switches and trying not to get hit. It's a pretty great section of the game, not gonna lie. Once that's over, the two masterminds are apprehended, but oh hey look, it's that guy! Yeah, you know him from the beginning of the game? Oh man, who knew he works for the FBI? Well, one of them managed to break free because the game can't end here, so looks like we gotta capture her. Now this level gets really interesting, because we have these flaming ghosts. You can't suck them until they're wet, and they do a ton of damage on contact. I kinda wish the game had more of these quote-unquote combat sections where you have to use your environment. It's still simple stuff, but hey, you know, it's interesting. After cornering the true villain, whose name I forgot to mention is Selena Drake, she summons a huge flaming ghost, and that's our final boss fight. This is really the only boss that is worthy of note. It's a two-part fight where you have to make the fireballs the boss throws hit these solid grass clumps. Turning on all 4 sprinklers will end the first phase. The second is just a standard sucking, only he pulls you way harder than any other ghost. Still an easy win, just mind your health bar. And with that, the gang saves the day. No, really, that's it. Just cut to credits. What happens to Miss Drake? Who cares? Game's over. Coming back to this game years later was an odd experience. While I don't think it's as fun or as tightly written as Night of 100 Frights, this game has its own charm to it that I can't ignore. It kind of just feels like 5 episodes of What's New Scooby-Doo, minus the redesigns, all put into one game. I just kind of wish the actual mystery part of the game was a little bit more involved, but at least the main gameplay loop is generally pretty fun. The unlockables are also a nice distraction, but really there isn't much to do post-game anyway, though shooting dudes with Scooby is kind of fun, just for the visual alone. Mystery Mayhem is a fun time, and I can't say I didn't enjoy going back to this game fully. I used to play it so much as a kid after all. But let's be real for a second. This game ain't winning any awards at the end of the day. While I enjoyed this trip down memory lane, if you're looking for a Scooby-Doo game, maybe sit this one out. Go play Night of 100 Frights. So with that said, my name is Gumshoe, and thanks for watching.